March 21st, 2017. The time is 7 p.m. and the regular meeting of the Greensburg Board of Zoning Appeals is called to order. As soon as Ron starts. To comply with the Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the city requests that participants in this meeting complete a voluntary anonymous survey that is available on the table at the back of the room. Now, if you'd all rise and face the flag, I'll lead the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to ask you all to silence any mobile devices that you might have at the moment. And we'll move on to calling the roll. John, if you would, please.
Bruce?
Here.
Christian?
Here.
Steve?
Here.
Rich?
Here.
Roy?
Present. Now, before you, you have the minutes from our February 21st meeting. And that says 2016, but that should say 2017 in your agenda there. My apologies. That's quite all right. Those were in front of you. Did anyone have time to pursue those? Did you notice any corrections that need to be made? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion that we approve the minutes as presented. So moved. Have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. And hearing none, they stand approved. Tonight is a public hearing for a petition for a permanent variance by Tim and Angie Stapp at 1410 West Weatherby Court, Greensburg, Indiana, as allowed by the City of Greensburg Code of Ordinance Section 155.242B2. The permanent variance involves the construction of an accessory building with an area up to 1,500 square feet, which would be in excess of the 600 square feet maximum area of an accessory building as permitted by City of Greensburg Code of Ordinance Sections 155.016A1 and 155.020C.
Property in question is located on Weatherby Court. Down here is Park Road. The golf course is over in this area. And the Stapps own this parcel here, which is where their residence is. And they also own the next parcel to the west, which is where they have requested the variance to construct an accessory building. Our ordinance does not permit the construction of an accessory building prior to the construction of the primary building. So the situation is that Mr. Stapp tells me that they are working to do an administrative subdivision to combine these two lots into one. And as you consider this petition tonight, it is my recommendation that if you do decide to approve it, that you would do so with the condition that the two lots be combined into one big. Mr. Stapp provided this as an elevation view looking to the north, the south side of the building. This is the view that you would see from the street. This is the west elevation. The ground line would be generally at this elevation here. They are proposing a basement and a driveway that would come around the end of the house, or I'm sorry, of the accessory building, and there would be an overhead door where you can enter into that basement. The east elevation of the building, which is the one that you would see from the house, would look like this with the 4 overhead doors across this side of the building. And finally, this is the north elevation, or looking south, this would be the view from the field to the north of the subdivision. This is a representation, this is their existing house, and this is the requested variance for this building here, and you see the scale of the house in the accessory building is such that these roof peaks would be generally at the same elevation. It is my recommendation to you that if you decide to approve this, that you do it with the condition that architectural treatment of that building is as shown in these elevation views. The building is obviously tall, and I think it's obvious that there could and would be a second story on the building. This is in an R1 single-family residential zoning district, so a second residence would not be permitted. That space, I suppose, could be used for a home office or a recreational room or man cave or whatever, but it should not be a separate residence for zoning ordinance. We did receive a written comment from one of the neighbors, and I will read that into the record. This is from David L. Gill, sent to me via email on March the 9th, 2017. And his email reads, Ron, since I will not be able to be present March the 21st for the meeting for Timothy R. and Angela D. Stapp request for a variance, I am going to email you my concerns. 1, this large structure would be a building that you would have if you owned a couple of acres of land, not in a subdivision. 2, the reason the ordinance is in place is to keep out large structures like this. 3, if this passes through, more neighbors might try adding large structures to their property, then where does it end? I have not seen any plans for the structure, that's also why I have concerns. David Gill.
Is the petitioner here?
Present.
If you would you approach the podium and state your name and tell us a little bit about what you got planned?
Well, I'm the neighbor.
Okay, I thought.
I'm the neighbor. Oh, okay. I'm David Gill.
All right. Sorry.
Sorry.
I was asking if Mr. Stapp was
Oh.
present. All right. He's not. Ron, if I remember correctly, we've had these before and the petitioner has not shown we have not acted on them. Am I correct?
In general, you are correct, that you have continued cases where the petitioner was not present. I can think of maybe one exception. It was kind of an unusual situation, but generally you have continued the case until the next meeting.
Comments from board members?
Yeah, question. If the city ordinance already says that you can't build a auxiliary building until you have the primary home, how can we go ahead and approve it?
Well, we have to approve it pending the combination of the two lots, and then that would be, then the primary building would be there already. And that would be, the way I understood it, that they're gonna do the.
If you were to approve this with the condition that the two parcels be combined into one, we would not issue a building permit until such time as that had occurred, because the variance would not be in place, in my view, until those lots were combined.
I'm thinking that we probably should wait until he does it. I mean, and then that's when he needs to file. So if we go ahead and deny it tonight, that'll avoid his chance of ever being able to do it, right?
I don't.
Yeah, I guess gets the lots combined, you could
He would be able to reapply at the point at which the lots are combined. We could the way I see it, you can ask Chris, because I'm not a lawyer, but the way I see it, he's kind of asking for the cart before the horse, so when he gets the horse and the cart in order, then would be the actual time to apply. Am I right there, Chris?
Sounds right to
I
me.
mean, we could approve it tonight if that's your wish, on the condition that he combined the lots, and that be shown to Ron as an administrative subdivision. Or we can table it, again, as in the past, we have not heard these when I think we did when the hospital, the Cincinnati people
Yeah, it was
approved the
the
sign
one.
for the, that was just signage on a building that was already in existence. And
Okay.
I don't remember approving anything else since I've been on this board when the petitioner wasn't present. But, I mean, I'm up to what you guys think.
I'm in favor of tabling it until the petitioner's here, they can speak on it, yeah.
Christian?
Yeah, I think a lot of us have questions that we'd like to ask.
Okay, I agree with that.
Before you table, I wonder if you want to hear from Mr. Gill, since he,
Yeah, we'll hear, and I'll hear from anyone else that's here to speak on this petition. Mr. Gill, if you'd approach and state your name for the record. Unless you don't want to, I mean, you don't have to.
I mean, Ron pretty much covered my main concerns.
Okay, that's fine. Is there anybody else from the audience here to speak on this petition? Okay, hearing none, I would entertain a motion that we table this request until the petition, until such time as the petitioner appears.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to table this until the petitioner appears. John, call the roll on this, please.
Roy,
Yes.
Rich,
No.
is he doesn't want to table it, correct?
Correct.
Right. Steve,
Yes.
Christian,
Yes.
Bruce,
Yes.
If it's tabled, would you notify the petitioner, Ron?
we will.
Thank you, sir.
And we will put this on your agenda for next month.
All right. Next item is the report from the zoning administrator.
Really don't have anything except to tell you, about a minute ago, I would have said there's nothing on the agenda for next month, but now you have business for next month, so I'm not aware of anything else going on. We do often get things after this meeting before the cutoff, but it does appear that we will hold a BZA meeting next month.
Okay. Next item is other items of interest for board members. Do I have anything from anyone else? If not, I'd entertain a motion, we adjourn.
Okay, so good.
We're done.